Hello guys, and welcome to my... Sorry, that might be a little loud. Welcome to my review of Dreadout Keepers of the Dark. My name's Aiden. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. We actually have a full playthrough of Keepers of the Dark if you're interested in that. And I'm just going to be talking about the game through the experience I had in the playthrough. Cut to the chase, Aiden. I thought it was very good. I actually think it might be better than the base game, at least as a game. Now, how do we start this? Let's just talk about the game. So instead of like the sort of survival horror format we got in the first game, this was like almost like a boss gauntlet, kind of. With like instance area. It wasn't what I was expecting. With like almost like a Souls game sort of thing. Like even after you beat the boss, it's like spirit, banished or vanquished, returning to the hub world. It's like actually just Souls, which is kind of hilarious. But I like it. It adds like a lot more variety with the scenes and stuff. I guess you kind of lose like a deeper feeling of the world doing something like this, where it's like less consistent and you just kind of bounce into area after area, and some being better than others, right? So it has that, but I think overall pretty fun experience. For a short game. Like Dreadout was a longer game, kind of. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are. For me, it took longer to beat Dreadout. But yeah, it was unexpected and fun. The rooms, story wise, like very small story, honestly, and I'm not gonna pretend I understand everything that's happening. So the story either took place like in Dreadout 1, like close to the end, or like right after Dreadout 1. Originally I thought it took place in, just as when we looked at those scenes in the dead zone or whatever it's called, like it led up to the scene where Linda looked at the mirror, but at the end it felt like it was like right after Dreadout, and just before like the future shot with Linda in like the red jacket. So I don't know exactly when it took place, but it was just kind of showing what Sister did, but like not really. Like it just showed her going to the mirror, yoinking the baby, and cursing the red lady to turn into the white-haired person, which I guess that's interesting, because I never really questioned it in Dreadout. Like, why did the red lady or lady in the red dress have white hair when she just looked normal before? But there you go, question answered. So it's just like a little bit of backstory to Sister. I think this confirms she was probably evil from the start, and this was all a plot. To what end? I don't know, dude. It's very vague. Not a lot of story. More gameplay oriented. And you're like, Aiden, how was the gameplay? Honestly, again, I think better than Dreadout 1. I think it was less frustrating on the bosses, which is a big thing. There was definitely like a couple ghosts in Dreadout that I was not feeling. The battles anyways. In this game, there's only one area that truly cheesed me. Every other area was okay to good. Also, I might just be better at the game. To be fair, like again, before this, like Dreadout and like almost every other horror game, I was playing on my shitty setup, so I was playing at like 30 FPS. Hard, like it was hard mode basically. Like I remember in OG Dreadout, when I was turning, sometimes it would lag, so I would like overturn, and it would like scare the shit out of me. So maybe that's also why I just had I have a better setup, so I experienced the game better. Could be an answer to that. But overall, I think it is better. There's no game breaking bugs as far as I know in Dreadout. There are some bugs that are just never gonna get fixed, obviously, because they moved on, but like, there's like one bug that like corrupted my save, so I had to start all over again. Luckily, it was right at the start of Act 2, but still, it kind of cheesed me off. This one, like, the only bug I saw was like, at the very end when the sound kind of cut off until I like went into the menu. But it was non-buddy, which is which is a great improvement. I guess we should talk about. I mean, graphics. I thought it looked the same. Obviously, better for me now, but I think it looked pretty much the same. I just want to talk to the bid topic about each room and what did I think about it. So we had room 101, Tommy. We did the rooms in a numerical order. And then first room, so I was kind of extra scared getting back into Dreadout. And honestly, one of the scarier monsters. It's basically a giant Medusa head, but instead of snakes on the hair, it's other heads with like long hair attached. It's a very weird image. But honestly, it was a very memorable fight because at that time I didn't know you had the sniper camera. So I was just using the phone one, which you couldn't actually hurt her. So you had to go in the pool. So I was literally in the pool taking pictures of her with the phone and like just constantly spinning to snipe her tentacle head stuff coming from the ground. It was like super intense and memey and probably would have been way easier if I just used the sniper, which I didn't know I had. So it was definitely a fun first experience. Then we had room 102. Environment. It was like a sewer thing. It was honestly a good environment. Good environment too. Just a good room. Then we had room 102, which brought us back to the suburbs where Sophie or Susie. Now that there's two dolls that both start with S, I confuse them. But whatever. The ghost that possessed Ira was in the first game. I love that area. It's super creepy to me. I like how also each stage of the area when you come back, like it changes the time, like from day to evening to night. The ghost itself, we had a beloved horse, which was this girl riding on a horse. Not very scary. It was a big ass horse, I guess. The fight itself was also pretty easy. I feel like maybe I'm crazy, but like Linda's super tanky in this game. She's super tanky, but she has less stamina since we didn't get the level up stuff. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but we just like tanked it. Also, there was assassin in that level, but we kind of sniped him, so it was easy. But yeah, it's an okay level. Environment good, but ghost horse lady not too impressive. 103 was the graveyard. Now, if you've watched the series, you know that's probably the hardest jump scares I got were from the graveyard because of the assassin, because we were having trouble finding him, and the way he kills you, because he one-shots you, and it's just so visceral, because he like literally teleports like out of nowhere and just stabs you and blood sprays everywhere. I literally scream every time. So if you're interested in some jump scares, check back to episode 3. It is pretty funny. So you had the assassin. We also returned to the sort of paradise place, aka the Pochon place, where Daddy Pochon lived in Dreadout 1. It's a decent place, though I miss the cute ghost ladies. But yeah, also that's where you fight Coil. Pretty good boss fight. It's the only multi-boss fight. I mean, I guess technically Tommy's multi, but like it's like actually 4 different ghosts attacking you. We kind of lucked out because before I even realized it, we only aggroed 2 of the ghosts for a while, and when we finally aggroed the 3rd ghost, one of the ghosts was like 3/4 dead. So the fight was pretty easy, and then we just 1v1 the last ghost. But I imagine if you didn't do that, it would have probably been hard fighting all 4 ghosts combined. But it was funny. I thought the rock band ghost boss was entertaining, and I like the nerd guy story too, collecting the notes to summon the rock band. Good place. Then we had the 4th zone, which was the other sewers. More sewer-like than the Tommy sewers, but also pretty good. You had the dog boss thing, which wasn't even a boss really. It was kind of a nothing. You had those babies on the wall that were just purely atmospheric, or environmental I should say, and they didn't actually do anything, but they were creepy. And you got The Fox boss. Now the Fox boss was hard. I was getting a little cheesed, but that was actually just because I'm bad, not because of the game. But yeah, one of the more challenging bosses, definitely the Fox boss. Also, I believe that's the place where when we came back to check things out, a Pochon like spawned at the beginning and then we just got stun locked and died. So that was great. But yeah, good area. We'll rank the areas. I'll tell you my favorite and least favorite after we're done. Now 105. I mean, if you watch the playthrough, you know, I hated this area, dude. It honestly brought the game down for me when I played it. I'm back on the game, but Jesus, I hated that area. But I will say that the environment was good. I liked the little town thing. It was like, it was basically, like, it was kind of the starting area in Dreadout, but like, they changed it a bit. But I don't know why they would put 2 annoying ghosts there. Like, I understand if they spread it out, like one annoying ghost here, one annoying ghost somewhere else, and like, I feel like it would be an easier experience. But they put the 2 most annoying missions, like, in the same place. And you're like, Aiden, what are they? One was like hide and seek with a ghost girl, where you have to find her in a certain time limit. And if you don't, she gives like the lamest jump scare ever, and then she's just gone and you have to restart the whole area, which means if you've cleared it once, you need to kill a Pochon. And if you or if you beat the first half of it, you have to kill a Pochon every time, and you just have to make like a dumb run back. So it was pretty lame. The ghost girl, was not a fan of her. Then the second one, fighting the beast, you basically had to find his body parts around and take a picture of it to summon him, but the body parts were invisible. So I was having such a hard time finding them. It was rough, man. The beast fight itself was pretty decent. I kind of enjoyed it. But the area, like, I don't know. Definitely my least favorite room. Then we got 106, which was the classroom. I mean, I said we would say that at the end, but honestly, 106 is definitely my favorite, which is kind of funny because I feel like the school part of Dreadout was like the best, and now the school part's the best again. Basically, return to the school, which was cool, but it's just filled with freaking mannequins, which was super nerve-wracking. And both of the ghost fights were good. You got the ceramic lady who was basically hiding in the mannequins and you had to find her. The fight itself wasn't that hard. It was more tedious and trying to snipe her fast. But it did get a little scary because she has a really scary design. And the fact that like the mannequins start to move and like knock you over, it, like kind of jump scared me a bit. So that was fun. And then the Susut lady at the top floor. Hot ghost lady, which you gotta love. But she was kind of hard too, using the force to yeet stuff at you, and a little scary too. Sexy and scary. Now that's a boss monster. But yeah, probably my favorite area for sure. 107 was the Donnie area where Donnie chased you in Dreadout 1, where you fought the eyeball man, the eyeball ghost man in this game, which was a decent fight. He like shot eyeballs at you. I felt like the fight was a little too long because he didn't really have any patterns. He just shot eyeballs and you just dodge, and shoot him. It was kind of like the fight. I don't know. It was alright. Then you got 108, which was the Grand Hall, which was the mansion area in Dreadout, where you fought the dancer, which wasn't actually a fight. It was just dodge fest. And then you got Susie, which also wasn't a fight. It was just finishing that quest for the girl in 102. So you didn't actually fight anything in that, which is kind of funny. But it was still fun. The dancer was a fun thing to do, in my opinion. And then I guess you got the final boss area, 109. Great boss area, very claustrophobic, intense music. The boss itself, again, hot ghost girl. Probably the hottest in the game, so that's sick. And kind of spooky, her second form where she's just like a giant mouth thing and she's just jumping super fast was like super intense and fun to do. And yeah, it's definitely up there, though I still think the school was probably more fun for me. But I think the top 3 areas were probably like The last area, 109, 106, and then maybe a toss-up between 103 and 104 for me. And the least favorite is just easily 105. If that was different, I would have loved the game. Now I like just really like it. Just dreading that one area, man. What else? I don't know. Bat story of the Ghostopedia stuff was pretty good. What's your favorite bat story for the ghosts? Honestly, the detective eyeball man, even though the fight was kind of the lore was pretty interesting. The beast lore was pretty good. I'm just going by memory, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just give it to them. But yeah, good game, man. I think it's a step up in gameplay. Maybe not a step up in story, but it's a DLC. So I'm excited for Dreadout 2. I hope they continue the upward trend, because right now it is upward. I do think it is an upward experience compared to the first game. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this review. If I did not touch a topic, quick before intro end. Voice acting fine. I don't know, it's barely any, so it was good. Music I think is good too. I just can't listen to it on YouTube because it's hard to find. There. But if I didn't talk about something, just mention it in the comments and I can address that. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the playthrough, you enjoyed the game, etc, etc. And I will be back with Dreadout 2 maybe sometime this year, maybe not, who knows. But yeah, we'll move on to some other Midnight series if you're interested. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Dreadout. Hopefully you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you again in the future sometime. But for now, bye.